Ladies, if you've been following generic nutrition advice and wondering why your results aren't matching the promises, you're about to discover something game-changing. The truth is, most nutrition guidelines were designed with men's physiology in mind, and women's bodies operate completely differently. Today, I'm sharing 5 science-backed nutrition strategies specifically tailored for female physiology that will revolutionize how you fuel your body. These insights come from cutting-edge research in women's health and exercise physiology. We're talking about real science here, not trendy diet culture nonsense. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your previous approaches may have failed and how to work with your body's natural design instead of against it. Let's dive into the first game changer that will flip everything you thought you knew about morning workouts. Number 1, fuel your body before exercise. Here's where conventional wisdom gets it completely wrong. You've probably heard that exercising on an empty stomach burns more fat, right? Well, this might work for men, but for women, it's actually counterproductive. Within 30 minutes of waking up, your cortisol naturally spikes. This stress hormone isn't the villain social media makes it out to be. It's essential for alertness and getting your body ready for action. However, if you don't stabilize this cortisol response with food, your body remains in a catabolic state, literally breaking down muscle tissue. Here's where male and female physiology diverge dramatically. When men exercise fasted, their hypothalamus checks for available fuel, and if glucose is low, it simply switches to burning fat more efficiently. But women's bodies have evolved differently. When a woman exercises without eating first, her body interprets this as a potential famine situation and actually holds onto fat stores while breaking down precious muscle tissue for energy. This happens because women's muscle fibers are naturally more efficient at switching between fuel sources, but this advantage disappears during periods of perceived starvation. Additionally, women's brains are much more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. When the hypothalamus detects low glucose and no incoming nutrients, it triggers survival mode, targeting muscle protein for fuel. The solution is surprisingly simple. Within 30 minutes of waking, consume a small amount of food to signal safety to your hypothalamus. For resistance training, aim for 15 grams of protein. For cardio sessions, combine 15 grams of protein with 30 grams of carbohydrates. This pre-workout nutrition actually improves your post-exercise fat-burning capacity while protecting your muscle mass. Number 2, never skip breakfast. Want better sleep tonight? Start by eating breakfast this morning. This might sound backwards, but hear me out. Even when you're not exercising first thing, eating early helps regulate your baseline cortisol levels throughout the day. When cortisol remains elevated, you're stuck in sympathetic nervous system dominance, essentially fight or flight mode all day long. This makes it nearly impossible to shift into the parasympathetic state you need for deep, restorative sleep. Those middle-of-the-night wake-ups you blame on needing the bathroom, they might actually be caused by blood sugar crashes. Multiple studies demonstrate that skipping breakfast disrupts your natural cortisol rhythm, shifting peak levels later into the day and evening when they should be declining. This abnormal pattern flattens your overall cortisol curve, which research links to insulin resistance, increased belly fat storage, and elevated blood pressure. Your circadian rhythm evolved to sync with natural light cycles, eating during daylight hours and fasting during darkness. When you skip breakfast, you're working against millions of years of evolutionary programming. A balanced breakfast helps establish healthy cortisol patterns that support both metabolic function and sleep quality. Number 3, master the post-workout window. The 45 minutes following your workout represent a critical opportunity that most women completely miss. Right after exercise, blood flow to your muscles peaks, and they become incredibly receptive to nutrient uptake due to enhanced insulin sensitivity. During this golden window, insulin acts like a master key, efficiently shuttling glucose into muscle cells for energy replenishment and delivering amino acids for repair processes. But here's the crucial difference between men and women. While men maintain this enhanced nutrient uptake capacity for 3 to 18 hours post-exercise, women's window slams shut within 45 minutes. This means recovery literally cannot begin until nutrients arrive. Until you eat, your body remains in breakdown mode, continuing to catabolize muscle tissue. The hormone progesterone, which fluctuates throughout your menstrual cycle, actually increases muscle breakdown in women, making adequate protein intake even more critical. Research shows that consuming 25 to 30 grams of protein within 30 to 45 minutes of training, ideally paired with some carbohydrates, optimizes recovery and muscle protein synthesis. Interestingly, studies comparing fed versus fasted exercise found that women who ate before training and consumed post-workout nutrition had lower overall daily calorie intake, while those who exercised, fasted, and skipped post-workout meals experienced increased hunger and reduced metabolic rate. Number 4, understand strategic fasting. The fasting conversation for women is incredibly nuanced and completely different from male-focused advice. First, recognize that fasting affects men and women differently due to hormonal variations. Women should consider adjusting fasting protocols based on their menstrual cycle phases. Fasting isn't a universal solution. It's a tool that should be applied strategically based on individual circumstances. While generally not recommended for highly active women, fasting can benefit specific populations, including women with obesity, PCOS, or postmenopausal women focused on weight loss. The key principle both leading experts agree on is timing. Eat in the light, fast in the dark. This aligns with your natural circadian rhythm, allowing your body to efficiently utilize glucose stores and reduce insulin levels during non-eating periods. Most practitioners don't recommend extended fasting periods for women, as they can trigger stress responses leading to increased visceral fat storage, inflammation, and hormonal disruption. The most accessible approach for regular practice is a 13 to 15-hour fast, essentially eating between 8 in the morning and 5 to 7 in the evening. Remember, exercise is also a powerful trigger for autophagy, the cellular cleanup process often cited as a fasting benefit. You don't need extreme fasting protocols to access these advantages. Number 5, prioritize adequate protein intake. The standard protein recommendation of 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight is a survival baseline designed to prevent malnutrition. It's completely inadequate for active women or those focused on muscle building and maintenance. The optimal protein intake for women is 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, even for recreational activity levels. This isn't just about muscle size or strength, it's crucial for metabolic and hormonal health. One fascinating study examined women with normal BMI but high body fat percentages and low muscle mass. Two groups consumed identical calories for 12 weeks, with one group increasing protein to 1.6 grams per kilogram. The higher protein group experienced improved muscle quality and reduced body and visceral fat from this single dietary change. Additional research shows that protein intakes above 1.6 grams per kilogram correlate with the lowest frailty scores in older women. This underscores protein's role beyond muscle building. It's fundamental for long-term health and vitality. The bottom line is clear. Adequate protein intake supports muscle preservation, metabolic health, and hormonal balance throughout all life stages. These 5 strategies work because they acknowledge the unique aspects of female physiology instead of applying one-size-fits-all approaches. Your body has specific needs that deserve specific solutions. Start implementing these changes gradually, paying attention to how your energy levels, recovery, and overall well-being respond. Remember, sustainable nutrition isn't about perfection. It's about consistency with approaches that actually work for your biology. Which of these strategies surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know how you plan to adjust your nutrition approach. And if you found this valuable, make sure to subscribe for more science-based content designed specifically for women's health and fitness goals.